Former President and presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump is defending comments he made over the weekend, saying it will be a bloodbath if he doesn't win the next election. While he and his team say he was referring only to the auto industry, which he had been talking about when the comment was made, many experts say it's dangerous rhetoric. It also overshadowed a number of claims the former president made in the same speech about his opponent in the next election and migrants.
We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it.
In a Saturday campaign rally in Ohio, former President Donald Trump not only took aim at migrants crossing the American border, but also called his election opponent this.
How about a couple of more indictments, Joe, you dumb son of a... dumb son of a...
But it was his use of the phrase bloodbath that critics zoomed in on.
It's important not to take the statement out of context. He was talking about the auto industry at the time, but he suggested in a broader way that a bloodbath could ensue if he lost. And it's, of course, worrisome when a candidate who repeatedly endorses political violence again seems to endorse political violence.
Trump and his team were quick to say he meant only the auto industry would be a bloodbath without Trump's policy of high tariffs for imported cars.
If these misguided policies of the Biden administration are allowed to continue, not only will we see a bloodbath in the auto industry, which we are seeing, we will see a bloodbath in our energy industry as well, and in all the other sectors of our economy, too.
But many experts say Trump's comments raise alarm bells in light of the January 6, 2021 insurrection on the U.S. Capitol, which Trump is currently facing legal troubles over.
Now, he can say he's only talking about the auto industry, but he just recently inspired a violent insurrection and has repeatedly endorsed political violence in the past. So I think it's appropriate to be alarmed and concerned when he uses similar language now, especially given the way we know his supporters tend to interpret his remarks.
While Trump's bloodbath warning is taking center stage, the comment has overshadowed other worrisome talking points from Saturday's speech. Trump suggested that if incumbent Joe Biden wins a second term in office, the president will seize power.
I don't think you're going to have another election in this country. If we don't win this election, I don't think you're going to have another election, or certainly not an election that's meaningful.
And the presumptive GOP candidate spent much of his speech disparaging migrants crossing the U.S. border.
If you call them people, I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says that's a terrible thing to say. They say you have to vote against him because did you hear what he said about humanity? I've seen the humanity, and these are bad. These are animals.
The former president is also facing a series of ongoing legal battles, and while he's been able to delay many until after the November 5th election, he's now facing trouble in a New York civil fraud case. In a new court document today, his lawyers say it's impossible for him to post a bond covering the full amount he owes, $454 million, while he awaits an appeal. New York's Attorney General says she will seek to seize some of Trump's assets if he can't pay. The former president is facing 4 other criminal charges to which he has pled not guilty. He's likely to enter November's election without any of the allegations being tried in court.